Now, tell me what your gifts and your talent is. Like, what do you do as far as the organization is concerned? Is it basketball? Is it football? What is it?
Well, I do it all. I do, I fill in. I guess basketball is probably the sport that I'm most passionate about. The sport that I actually have studied the most. The sport that I have participated in and played the most. I've also played football in high school, but we also provide baseball. We provide soccer, which is the entry sport. We start them as young as 1 years old. With soccer, 1.5 or so. All of my kids started around that age. So we do it all. Wherever I need to be, that's where
So,
I am.
since you do it all, I have to ask this. I love the soccer and I love the baseball. Of course, I love football and basketball. But do you also have golf?
Well, we don't have golf that, well, I don't instruct golf, but I do have kids that have participated in golf. We do encourage them to, participate in golf, participate in tennis. I actually try to diversify and spread them out a little bit, but that's not something that, we're hands-on per se, but we do have the golf center, through the city of Columbia that we often, when the opportunity presents itself, we often encourage the kids to participate in the golf. And this past fall, my 17-year-old daughter, she participated in the golf program, so that was her first time actually participating in golf, and she enjoyed it.
I love diversity. And the reason I love diversity is because oftentimes when we look at black people or black folk, urban areas, that we concentrate solely on basketball or football and maybe now some baseball. But I love to see when our kids are more diverse to where they can compete with other nationalities, especially on the higher level. So I commend you all for that, and congratulations to your daughter for participating. So you have to tell me what started you to be so passionate about young people and wanting to, and I must say, see them healed. Because anytime you have a calling on your life, of course you want to see other people healed. So expound why.
Well, I think, as I mentioned earlier, back in '96 when I first started with the City of Columbia with the Parks and Recreation program, I had the opportunity to actually, I guess, uh, coach and mentor youth or guys that was really my age. We may have been 2 or 3 years apart. I coached under Frank Streeter, who has been a mentor of mine. As well as several other guys, Yancey King, all of these guys that now are retired or close to retirement, and these guys paved the way, and they kind of passed the torch on, and I guess I grabbed hold of it, and hey, and decided to run with it. A lot of the things that that I learned from them, a lot of the passion that I developed over the years, through whether or not it was through my experiences through working with Department of Social Services, working with the fatherhood program, Department of Juvenile Justice, or Department of Corrections. I took a few years off and came back to the Parks and Recreation because I figured that that would be the an opportunity to impact the youth before they got to that side, before they got to Department of Corrections, before they got to Department of Juvenile Justice.